Hello, welcome to your morning meditations, this mindful opportunity for new intentions and next opportunities. Wow, morning meditation sounds heady. We're going to spend some time sinking into a deep practice where we'll eventually levitate and feel fantastic. Probably not quite. As I mentioned in the introduction video, this is probably for many of you going to be a bit of an experiment, an adventure for you to journey through as you begin to become more mindful of your day-to-day life. And mindfulness really is about becoming aware in the moment and paying attention to what's happening in the present. And so by engaging in a mindfulness practice, we become more self-aware, more reflective, and most importantly, when we take time and space to really notice what's happening around us and to set some intentions and to identify new opportunities for us to move forward, it opens up all kinds of possibilities, not only for our work life, but also for our relationships. And I think the moment when I realized that this kind of a practice was going to be really helpful for me was one day after I happened to be leaving a yoga class. And I've traditionally had a very busy work schedule and have been a bit on the hamster wheel, but was making really intentional time for yoga. This doesn't mean that you have to practice yoga, but in my case, it just happened to be when this occurred, and I was leaving the yoga studio, and I think I was just in such a relaxed state that I noticed the bird sounds around me. And in particular, one bird seemed very happy and very cheerful. And it was such a striking moment to realize that I was in the present and this bird was singing. And I stopped, which I had never done before, and looked for till I found the bird in the tree. And then I just stood there for a few minutes. I have no idea how long, just listening to the bird sing along and really appreciating that I was in nature. I was in the middle of a city, and yet here was a tree and there was a bird, and it was such a calming moment, and the first time I really recognized that I was in the present and I wasn't thinking of my to-do list and all the other things that I had on the go for the rest of the day. And so that was the beginning of my journey for exploring mindfulness. And so whatever it's going to look like for you, don't judge it. Just try to appreciate that this might be more challenging than you think it's going to be. It is, we do call it meditation or mindfulness practice. It's not something I think that's ever perfected. Every day is different, and so there might be days where you're able to sink in and just really be in the moment, just for these few short moments that we have together. Other days, you might find it really challenging, and that's part of the journey, part of the process. So open up to the possibilities, and we'll begin just very simply, just with some breathing. And of course, we breathe all day, every day, but we often don't pay attention to what's happening in our body as we're doing it. And so this is one strategy for just taking a moment and working on being in the present. So wherever you are, just find a comfortable seat. Feel that your feet are grounded on the floor. And if that means moving ahead a little bit in your chair and sitting up tall with your back straight and unsupported, then that's fine. Your hands can rest on your thighs. I suggest palms down is a nice grounding way to be. Think about lengthening your spine and sending the crown of your head a little bit closer to the ceiling, not by lifting our shoulders up. Keep them resting on your back, but just think about lifting through your rib cage and sitting up nice and tall. And so now that you've found a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you, you could close your eyes or just take a soft gaze. And we're going to practice becoming aware of our breathing and nothing else. So thoughts might arise as we do this, but just don't worry about that. Just pay attention to your breath. I'll count for us so that you have something to focus on as we're learning to really tap into the breath. So as you breathe, notice what happens to your breath when you inhale. And what happens to your body when you exhale and let it go. Please take one big inhale. And exhale out your mouth, let it go. And then inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue the breathing at your own pace. You can use the counting to stay focused on the breath. Pay attention to the breath as it enters your body. And notice the moment when it exits as you breathe out and let it go. If your attention moves away from your breathing, just gently guide it back to your inhale and your exhale. You did it. You spent a minute being mindful and aware of your breath, and hopefully that was a good first experiment, a good opportunity to really become attached to the present moment, and hopefully you were able to begin to let go of everything else that was going on around you. You might in your journal reflect on things that you noticed that happened as you were taking that mindful moment. Did you notice sounds arise that distracted you from your breathing or your counting? Was it hard to just be still for a couple of minutes? Did any ideas or things pop up for you as you were in that mindful moment? Or maybe more importantly, what great ideas do you have after having spent a few moments just being in a relaxed state? And if it wasn't relaxing for you, that's important to note as well. Why do you think that was? What made it hard? Where are there opportunities for you to work in your next opportunity to practice mindfulness? So as I said, you can join us once per week if that fits into your schedule. If you're on the SGU campus, Thursdays at noon, we have a mindfulness moment, which would be another opportunity to practice. That one is in a larger community, but again, a really safe space to explore and experiment. Otherwise, I encourage you to try and every day take at least 1 minute to just be in the present, not worrying about your to-do list and all the things that you have going on in your harried life. I hope that this was enjoyable. We would love to hear from you. If you have questions or you want some suggestions, please let us know. And I hope that you have a really mindful week, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.